Hello class, my name is Janine Diaz, and for my instructional procedure I chose interactive read alouds. Yay! An interactive read aloud is just as it sounds, an interactive read aloud. The key word there being interactive. It's more than just reading a book. It involves engaging students with their eyes, their ears, and their minds. So let's start with their eyes. Books should be chosen in connection with the standards and appropriateness to students. It should be exciting for the students visually, so there should be a rich quality of illustrations. And especially in lower grades, illustrations help to tell the story. So we really want to make the book come to life before the students' eyes. Now let's switch to ears. The way that we read should model fluent reading and phonemic awareness. This is really, really important for our students, especially with our EL students. Where we naturally take pauses and breaths, they can hear that when we're reading. So you want to make sure that you're using voice intonation and that you're reading with expression. So you really want to make the story engaging to the students' ears. They really need to hear that fluency and phonemic awareness, and they will pick up on it. Now, lastly, and probably most importantly, is we want to engage their minds. With interactive read-alouds, it really helps with comprehension. Books are more than just words, they're stories, and they have a message and a meaning, and we want them to be able to pick up on that and remember it. So engaging their eyes and their ears gets their minds active and ready to be engaged. So ways that we can engage their minds is we can ask questions while we're reading the story and allow them to rephrase and predict what's going to happen and bring the story to life. We want to bring out vocabulary words that they may not understand, and really explain that to them, and also allow them to figure out what those words might mean, allow them to be engaged in the story. We really want to bring the message of the story into their own lives and make it applicable for their minds. So I'm going to demonstrate this for you. I'm going to demonstrate interactive read-alouds for second grade reading comprehension. These will follow California ELA Standards 1.2 for second grade and California Content Standard 3 for second grade. And the book that I chose is fitting to these standards and the particular emotions of students at this time in lower grades. And the book is First Day Jitters by Julie Dannenberg. This is a great first day or first week of school kind of book. It's very exciting. I think that you'll enjoy it. This is one of the reasons why I chose it for you guys. So, an interactive read aloud of First Day Jitters. All right, students, we're going to be reading First Day Jitters by Julie Dannenberg. Does anybody know what the word jitters means? What does that word mean, jitters, First Day Jitters? Jitters, definitely, yes. It's kind of a bubbly, nervous feeling that we feel inside, and the main character in the story, her name is Sarah, and she has got first day jitters because it is her first day at a new school. So let's go see how Sarah is with first day jitters. Sarah dear, time to get out of bed, Mr. Hartwell said, poking his head through the bedroom doorway. You don't want to miss the first day at your new school, do you? I'm not going, said Sarah and pulled the covers over her head. Of course you're going, honey, said Mr. Hartwell, as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade. No, I'm not. I don't want to start over again. I hate my new school, Sarah said. She tunneled out of her bed. Let's predict. Why do you think Sarah is so nervous? What might be scary about the first day at a new school? Yeah, she might not know anybody. She may not know where her classroom is. What is it going to be like? these things, it's sometimes scary not to know what's going to happen when we go somewhere. So that's maybe why Sarah is feeling so scared, but let's see what else she has to say. How can you hate your new school, sweetheart? Mr. Hartwell chuckled. You've never been there before. Don't worry, you liked your other school and you'll like this one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet. This is what he sees over here about what he thinks their friends will look like. That's just it. I don't know anybody, and it will be hard, and I just hate it, that's all. And this is what she thinks the friends are going to look like. See, they're all blowing bubbles and pulling each other's hair. That might be scary. What will everyone think if you're not there? We told them we were coming. Mr. Hartwell is saying, what will everybody think if you're not there? What do you think everyone will think if they're not there, if Sarah doesn't show up? Maybe they'll think that she's missing. Maybe they'll think she's sick. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. They will think I am lucky, and they will wish that they were home in bed like me. Mr. Hartwell sighed. Sarah Jane Hartwell, I'm not playing this silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes. Do you think Sarah's going to go downstairs? Thumbs up if you think she's going to go downstairs. Thumbs down if you think she's going to stay in bed. And thumbs to the side if you're not sure. Well, let's find out. Let's find out. Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom. She fumbled into her clothes. My head hurts, she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. Do you think Sarah's head really hurts? I don't know. I don't think so. Do you think that she still has the jitters even though she went downstairs? I think she does. I think that she does. Mr. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast and her lunchbox. They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. Clammy. What does clammy mean? That's an interesting word. What do we think clammy means? Right. Clammy. Usually when you get nervous, your hands get kind of sweaty and they feel really sticky and icky. That's kind of what clammy means. So her hands are cold and clammy because she's nervous. They drove down the street. She couldn't breathe. And then they were there. I feel sick, said Sarah weakly. Nonsense, said Mr. Hartwell. You'll love your new school once you get started. Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton. Sarah slumped down in her seat. Oh, Sarah, Mrs. Burton gushed, peeking through the car. There you are. Come on, I'll show you where to go. She led Sarah into the building and walked quickly through the crowded hallways. Don't worry, everyone is nervous on the first day, she said over her shoulder as Sarah rushed to keep up. When they got to the classroom, most of the children were already in their seats. The class looked up as Mrs. Burton cleared her throat. Class, attention please, said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, Class, I would like you to meet your new teacher, Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell. Teacher? That was the teacher. It was the teacher the whole time? Did you know that teachers could get first day jitters? Could get jitters on the first day of school? Did you know that they could be nervous like that? I don't know. Everybody gets nervous on the first day. It's a normal feeling. So that is an interactive read aloud. I asked questions and I brought out some words that the students might not understand. I commented on the pictures and ways that will help teachers to remember to talk about certain things is, here's my little cheat sheet. I wrote notes on Post-its on the back of the book so that I could remember, and I also put little tags throughout the book to remember which pages I wanted to comment on. So this is really helpful when you're presenting it to students to make sure that you're hitting on certain points. And they might bring out some things too. They might ask questions about, what does that mean, or what do you think that she's thinking? And you really want to encourage that questioning from them and that natural curiosity. So that concludes my presentation, but I have a little extension ideas for this particular book, but they could also be applied to other books as well. They're for reading comprehension. You could do an extension toward writing and comment on theme-specific problems in the classroom. So this should be sent to you guys, and it should be really helpful for interactive read alouds. Thank you.